seems like he has settled on Big Daddy towards the bottom side, and there it is.
Yeah, so going for the Nautilus, my one concern about the Nautilus
Lane comes cause. Let's see whether this Xin Zhao can make this dive work. This could be dangerous. Let's see how Genji are going to handle it. There is the start onto Dura. The Shattering Strike's fantastic though, as Peter is definitely dead. First blood goes over to Genji, and Doctorm even almost dying to that.
Yeah, they want to dive Keen here.
Well, a Gwen could be a little bit more tricky to take down. Let's see whether it is going to work here as Peter gets himself the shield. Cuz is the one that starts tanking first. Is perfect. Actually picks up the aggro. Drops it. It's Doctorm that picks up another one. But Keen is very healthy underneath this turret and says, you're going to need to bring 5.
Yeah, the level
Gwen gets a free way to the mid game. Is pretty scary. Let's have a look at Keen and how he navigates this one. The flash out and the fact that KT just couldn't tank this turret.
Yeah, Perfect taking aggro initially, but the damage ramped up so quickly, and he flashed to move the Shroud to not come out again, but I'm not sure he can.
That's the problematic part. He is going to be waiting underneath this turret. There's the ulti, bounces to the other side, but it's a mini taunt and a very dead Aurora. Yeah, there was no way he was getting out of that one.
Yeah, I think the silver lining is that Dura got the kill. I think that is the outcome of that situation. Doctorm will get some play gold of his own, but really not as much in comparison.
The gap there is Peter.
That's a difficult choke to approach from if Dura wants to make something happen.
Well, Peter just not going to be able to help take this Rift Herald, but can they find themselves a fight? That's the question. Good vision is here, but Duro is just going to get exploded, but able to flash himself out. The double knockup comes through as Galio makes his way in. Crescent Guard to try and keep Cuz alive as he flashes away. That's a lot of damage here, but it's mainly onto a clone, as now we're just driving Shelly through Peter, who does manage to buffer a pretty nice dredge line, but meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, the Winds of War devastating KT, and lots of people taking lots of damage, but no one dying except that turret.
That was such a creep, but when Keen arrives, KT are not interested, want to back away. The ult from the Aurora does slow things down, but they're not good pickups, I would say.
I'd say it's a few things that are kind of working out here, as now KT might find themselves in an awkward position. Canyon still has that Warrior Trickster available as the teleport brings Chovy in. Just as Punch connects beautifully, but KT have reformed the Phalanx and Keen has to flash away. Cuz is just booking it towards the enemy team. He's on the hunt, wasn't even there. He was just running real fast. Hook gonna connect onto a clone here as Peter putting the pressure onto Canyon as BDD lying in wait, throws down Tibbers but misses. A little bit unfortunate, opportunistic bear placement.
Going down, the effort is there though. Genji now looking for this red buff. They might have found Cuz.
They definitely did. There's the Cyclone. Killer Instinct comes in as Cuz able to cross on over to the red buff. The flash comes forward and Cuz will be taken out. But the max range hook comes in from Peter. Finds the triple knockup as well. Still, Doctorm doesn't quite have the damage as Perfect is coming down. And there is the kill. It's unfortunately Peter that locks it down. Then the rest of them as Perfect says, nope, we ain't out of this one yet.
So much value there from Doctorm. Honestly, it could have been even worse.
This could swing the gold completely back.
100%. And this is, you know, Doctorm gets...
Perfect. Gets word that there might be some bad guys on their way. And Chovy wants to defend this turret, but I don't think he's going to be able to do so. And I don't think Perfect can defend this one either. So that will go down. A 1-for-1 trade, but inner worth more than the outer. And KT kind of caught napping here.
Go for the Atachan.
That might be the option that they're going to look at here, as Winds of War going wide, Shattering Strike not finding the mark, as KT have started off this Dragon. Perfect on a great flank angle here at the same time as the rest of Genji all just grouped up. There's the flash in from Canyon, finds the Cyclone, but out goes BDD. The Drake still amongst it, Keen getting down there as well. Hasn't quite pressed the Gwen's immune button, as Peter just takes a lot of his health bar, but not too much more, as there's a Magnus Storm to come in. The heroic entrance comes down as well. It's Perfect that locks down the Dragon, but can they stay alive in this fight, as Cuz is looking for Keen, and he does manage to take him out. Doctorm still pretty high on the health bar, but it's Peter that's going to be taken out first, followed immediately by Canyon, as now Perfect dives into stealth. The flash out there from Ruler, but they are now on the wrong side of the rift, and Genji in a really awkward position. The Chovy finds the big taunt. This is the Chovy position, but still, he is going down so incredibly low, and not this time Chovy. This time it's BDD having that last laugh, and KT will crush them.
Genji never find a big engage. So many tools down, but he's able to trade with Ruler, and that means they can clean up the fight.
I really loved how BDD played that as well.
And apparently they need to stop Baron.
Well, that is exactly what they're going to do, as Peter does find a hook here onto Dura. Let's see whether they do turn, as Canyon and Ruler are sticking on this Baron for quite some time. Keen on a flank angle. There's the Magnustorm from Dura that brings him in. Ruler with the killer instinct, but he immediately just gets ulted by everyone. Still, the Sivir is going to go down, and Genji find their mark. Perfect is now in so much trouble as Cuz trying to deal with Keen. The flash out from Perfect is exactly that, though, and he takes down the Gwen. Still, BDD cannot stand up to Chovy, who seems immune to taking damage in that particular matchup, and it's messy. He's going to be doing anything about that. Next Drake going to be up in 2 seconds time, and that is likely what KT going to fight for next. That's okay. Instead, it's Genji that starts off the fight. Some needlework, but Peter still pretty healthy. Chovy making his way in. The Winds of War come down. There is Duro with the Magnustorm on the only one is BDD. Finds the Black Sword. Ruler is executed! And the Between Worlds is gorgeous here for Pip. Perfect as well. Still the 3-man taunt. And Chovy just showing that it's real difficult to kill this Galio. But kill him they will, as KT look to ace them again. Chovy's still going to try and get out of here, but Perfect should be able to tidy this one up. And KT, they can take themselves Soul Point, and they
can capable of finishing him off. And KT clutch another fight. They're starting up the Baron again.
They have so much vision of this area. I mean, KT just have no idea what's going on. Still, they are going to group up, move in. And Keen looking for that flank angle one more time. They dive in. The Magnustorm's fantastic. As here's the Wombo combo out of Genji. And the Sivir goes down first. Ruler will soon to follow, though, as Canyon's also dead. They've taken out the Rel at the same time, and the KT War Machine will not be stopped here today. Chovy just has to watch as they all destroy his teammates, and KT can just take a Baron.
They managed to get the Sivir, but they can't deal with the problems afterwards. Perfect.
8, 1, and 10.
He is taking over this game. What a performance from a player we've seen struggle on KT, up against Keen as well. Demolishing Genji right now on this pick.
As Peter just happy to suicide to the Baron. He's like, look, guys, you don't deserve to take damage. You're playing so well. I will. But he almost dies to the Baron. Doesn't actually do so. It's Cuz in this pit by himself. And we'll see whether he waits the couple of seconds to give this over to... No, he didn't. He gave it to KT. And should be able to extend this. It's now ticking towards 1,000 gold as far as this Rebel Baron power play. And still 2 minutes on the clock. Docdom now moving into this mid lane. Will be able to take down this inner turret. That'll be the first. Slightly uncomfortable position. Still able to just be tricksy. Gets out of the way of the Gwen. Now the inner turret is going to fall as Duro in so much trouble. Look at Peter. He is walking with such authority right now for KT. They just can't do anything about it, and it's such a problem because most of the time an Aurora cannot stand by herself and fend off a 1v1 situation, right? Like, it's just not... BDD is off on a flank angle.
Oh no. Canyon?
And Canyon, yeah, not going to be able to use that Warrior Trickster, get himself out of the way, but won't have a flank angle into this pit. BDD spotting him out perfectly here. Does have flash available as well as he is charging this stun. He will have it up. As now Keen, Mega Cones to get on over towards Perfect and Peter. The needlework has come on through there as there's the interrupt onto Chovy. I don't know whether he's exactly the target that they're looking for as Keen goes golden right in the middle of the fight. The Magnustorm, he's onto everyone, and now Ruler has a huge shield as he gets into the back line. They've wiped out BDD. The flash out from Perfect, he's not offering the damage anymore. And KT! Oh, it was looking so good until it wasn't.
After all that, Genji finally get that Perfect engage. The AoE comes in, and I think they're just looking to end the game. Perfect, long death timers and his teammates. I think it might not be enough. There's just one minion wave coming in now, but there's another coming in soon. I think they can do it. I think they can end.
Oh God, we'll see whether Perfect can hold this off. But like you say, it's going to be such a difficulty. He's on the broomstick, looking to deal with the minions. Does a decent job at that. And there are super creeps as well, but here is another minion wave like you're talking about, and these structures do not last. And out of the jaws of defeat, Genji say no. You're going to have to try...
At playing into squishies now, with how much damage he got in his most recent buff, do you see Duro go for the Bard, which isn't a traditional...
Let's go, Chovy down pretty low on health, but yeah, BDD doesn't have a lot of mana. Here's the magical journey from this Bard. Look at that cosmic binding.
Okay, nice typical.
Just, oh, okay. That's the response.
Yeah, to be there and assist.
Well, both supports making their way back to this mid lane once again. As BDD with full control of the wave, Zenith Blade does bring them in. Seismic Shove pushes the Bard back. And right as we're singing his praises, things start to go wrong with the Dawning Shadow, trying to keep him alive, and it will work. As Duro able to fight another day, while Canyon is taking this dragon, and Kane is grabbing plates on the bottom side. Just feels like Genji have more players on the Rift right now.
Yep, getting a lot done there, able to mitigate that play, able to get the plate, able to get a dragon, everything going well for Genji. We do see KT move and look for the grubs though. And in fairness, I think if they get triple grubs here, they're pretty happy overall.
Yeah, honestly, grubs very... so we can't really blame him for
I want it to be an Infernal, I really do.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that would be pretty peak. All right, Ghoulie Wall goes down. That's going to block Duro. And cease and desist. And I think Perfect is going to acquiesce. And where have we seen this play before? Yes, it was last game.
I don't think they needed the Rise ult, but, you know, I appreciate that they're fully committed to make sure... in this match, but now Doctom gets some alone time on the tower with those grubs as well. I don't think he can take the tower right now, but it's going to be pretty close, honestly, if you can get another passive proc in.
Yeah. Does get that short fuse, but isn't going to push his luck.
Yeah, if he gets any more alone time on that it's 45 seconds till the plates are gone. He's not going to get a chance to take it, but it really wouldn't take much for him just to get a bit lower, satchel it, and it go down. But unfortunately, not going to have the window here, and an overstay certainly would have cost him his life, as you see Canyon's position on the map.
Yeah.
So, look, I can't sit here and say I would have made that choice. I would have died there. But, I respect it.
Sometimes it's worth it, but maybe this isn't for Chovy as Peter goes in. Chovy actually still with flash, so never mind. He was absolutely fine the whole time. Oh, okay. Well, there is still a turret here as the minefield goes down. Canyon is definitely dead, and Doctom will be taken out by the Dawning Shadow, but I think he's okay with it. Trading that 1-for-1.
Yeah, good chain around there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get away from the ult from Ruler, so it's a 1-for-1, but Jungler dead.
All right, another kennel goes down here as Cuz just needed to press out on anyone to try and keep himself healthy, and down he will go. Tempered Fate over the wall, just predicting the flash, because doesn't press the button. And KT kind of dropping the ball in that particular moment.
Bit of a disaster to take down the enemy jungler and then lose out on the dragon. Ruler and Duro just running Cuz down. Unable to get in range of either of them to really get any healing from that Sundered Sky.
Actually gets a flash out from BDD there.
I think was very scared of Keen coming around.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments where you're like, kind of, do I need the flash? Don't need the flash. And in the moment, you're like, I'm just going to flash. I don't want to risk it.
And I think I respect that.
And I feel the regret afterwards. First tower taken by Ziggs, though. Doesn't even need the wave. We'll just launch that satchel
Only 500 gold in it between these two squads. So nothing much at all. And I feel a little bit better for what KT can actually make with this composition later on in the game. It is a little finicky. It is not necessarily like your very standard team fighting composition or anything like that, but they have infinite wave clear and theoretically great split push with this Yorick, as the wall is going to take BDD out of here. And the Mega Cone, because of course it is a Chemtech Soul again. Okay, Keen in so much trouble. The Zenith Blade says that's a dead Ambassador. Chovy now trying to run his way out, and he will be able to do so with the Phase Rush. But still, was all just a bait for that moment.
Maybe
managed to get that kill onto Keen. I don't know whether it's worth it if that is indeed what their plan was from the start. But I'd like to think that that's what it was, because at least then there's a reason. Okay, Duro in a whole host of trouble. Mega Inferno. Okay! Oh, what? Okay, well, Doctom, I guess, can just say goodbye to whoever he'd like.
Yeah, that's Triumph Ziggs.
He's got Shadow Flame. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he's pumping. He's doing the big boom.
Like, if Ruler is hit by a bouncing bomb and an ult, he is just dead, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they both...
Okay, well, now he just walks up, takes a turret shot, and maybe the Ziggs isn't even going to hit him, as the bouncing bomb is going to go wide, but the Zenith Blade is still going to connect. He places Mega Inferno Bomb! And that is a strike if ever I've seen one, as Doctom will be able to lock it down. Oh dear. Yeah, Ruler used basically everything he could, but not the flash. And I don't even know whether getting to the edge of game performance from the champion, because I think as soon as that happens, people are going to stand up and recognize we're going to start seeing Ziggs bans, because this champion is in a pretty ridiculous spot right now, as down goes the turret. Thus is the way of the Ziggs. And now Genji at a turret, and they will be able to get themselves an inroad towards this dragon. Just don't know whether it's necessarily going to allow them to secure it without a fight here. as the Cosmic Binding is so good there from Duro. Peter taking a lot of damage as he does make his way out with that magical journey. Mega Cones to get back to the rest of the team as well, as Canyon makes his way over the wall as Perfect on a flank angle. Ruler taking so much damage, so this Ziggs is a monster, and oh my goodness, that wasn't even the sweet spot, and Ruler is almost dead, but he's not, and gets the piercing darkness out. The Ziggs is still popping off though, as Canyon down so incredibly low, and it is a bloodbath once again in this mid-game as KT take over.
Decimation from KT there. Genji not able to challenge the backline, and BDD sliding through the portal to blow them up. Oh, Duro.
Okay, yeah, he is on a magical journey, and he didn't even need to press the button, as there it is, the Mega Cone going to get him out of there. Just bard things, I guess, as KT are on the Arakan. And yeah,
no, I'm excited to see this. Where he's going through again.
All right, there we go. Seismic Shove gonna miss, and so Duro's out of there. There is an inhibited turret that was taken in the mid lane. That happened as well. As we've got pings onto the Ziggs from his own team. They're like, what the heck is going on? As the Ghoulie Wall is just gonna trap Keen in here perpetually. And finally, we are going to see this Arakan go down as the Maiden was helping Cuz. Yeah, Perfect's like, yeah, dude, I do need to ask you now, is this your favorite game of the year so far?
I think it might be.
As, okay, well, the public execution onto Perfect here. He's looking to see whether he can keep himself alive, but he can't. As once again, just going to get picked off Cuz with a casual subjugate, but otherwise not too much going to occur. That wasn't my favorite part of this game.
No,
just watching going a lot more consistent damage than Dr. Arm, who does need
the
to
realm
throw
they're
these
going for this.
bouncy bombs around us. There it is. Yeah, everyone piling on top of this Baron. It's immediately spotted out there by KT as they need to get their Trundle over here. Peter is clearing out some vision as Perfect can get that Ghoulie Wall in to try and stop this. Canyon's out of the pit already, looking for a flank angle as they do peel away. And Perfect does spot out Canyon there with that Morning Mist. As in goes Peter, actually. Mega Inferno Bomb just misses everything entirely. And Peter does have to try and get out of there, but he's not going to be able to. And look at the sad Satchel. Just explodes without doing anything. And Peter's life is for naught.
Yeah, I mean, Genji make the right call to peel. Voidstaff did just come in for Chovy, though. They are setting up around that dragon.
Yeah, Kennel goes down. Chovy able to walk around it as Perfect is making his way in. 50% health on the Drake. The KT are looking for the fight. Tempered Fate does absolutely nothing, as there is a Drake secured for Genji. That is Soul Point available, but can they keep themselves alive and find the team fight? Mega Inferno Bomb onto 3 is gigantic. Flash out from Canyon Keen, now being that Soul frontline. And Genji just holding them at bay, and the catch onto Perfect is too good. And Genji are able to eviscerate him. Now it's Canyon that makes his way forward. It's ambitious, but it's working. Chovy taking a lot of damage, but dishing out way more. It's a double kill as the Ziggs goes down. And out goes BDD as the last man standing.
Once again, KT in control, but they fumble it in a critical team fight. BDD looking for a pick. The flash in!
Oh my goodness, Chovy just getting on top of him here as BDD really wants to thread the volley. That looked a little bit like tilt as he goes down, and the ace is completed for Genji.
Baron going to be the reward as well. Most KT you can ever imagine. It's just, they're always KT.
They really are. A bit fiendish as well as BDD, as we can see in the inventory, as in goes Canyon, looks for that backline as they're looking to just execute Doctarm, but that's a great satchel still. It's a trade of a buy for a Doctarm, and Doctarm was so much more important. Ruler is still standing here as Cuz just walking away. Ruler deals with the turret, and Genji, I think they have just found their window to take over this game completely.
Gonna be able to push up mid here with the Baron as well. Not really enough wave clear from these two to do much against them. The two melee champions cannot step up against this poor man from Genji. The CC would just mean insta-death. They'll take this mid inhibitor, probably back off after this, but the lead now. We saw so much of this game defined by a 2,000 soul. I'm not even sure if KT can contest this. They are moving roughly in the direction of it, but I think they're just gonna back away.
Might be able to try and throw a Mega Inferno Bomb in if you do manage to cheat some vision of the area, as KT are at least going to be able to slink their way over. And so Peter looking for an engage angle. Zenith Blade does bring him in. It's the Bard that actually locks this one down, as there is Canyon finding his way in. Tempered Fate to allow them to reposition. Canyon survives somehow! And Genji with the Chemtech Soul! And they were now able to march into the enemy base, and once again it is just BDD left alive. That was illegal, Canyon. Like, why is he still alive?
Saved by his team. The support's there from Genji and KT. Not as close as the last one, but 2 games where they were in a winning position, a commanding position, but unable to close it out. Genji unrelenting, it feels like, in KT. A lot of hopes, unfortunately, dashed in this series.
Oh, man. And we thought that it was a sad one last time around for KT, but that was sad because it looked like there was no hope. And the problem with this one is it looked like there was hope until it was absolutely gone. Peter goes in once again because he needs to try desperately to do something. PDD does the same thing, but the Nexus is still going to reach the same fate. Genji, a 2-0.
The DM Freaks composition feels better, honestly.
Yeah.
With his Azir, with his Sivir. They are going to go for that Cho'Gath as well. It's going to be a super tank. You have a bulkier front line for the DM Freaks.
Steadfast presence making things very awkward. Scry's Bloom going to come on through. Lucid realizing that walk towards Pyoshik might be the plan, but Showmaker's just going to walk on over himself. That's going to push the Poppy away, and the Raptors are going to be started here, as Pyoshik does make his way in, doesn't find the stun with the heroic charge. It's the seismic shove onto 2! And oh god, we were saying they need to get a good start, and this is what it looks like! As Lucid gets the big old shield, it's not quite enough. Another auto will do it though, and that is a 2-for-1 in favor of DK. In the meantime, there is another battle towards the bottom side as Life is taking a fair bit of damage. The Blighted Quiver stacks the flash forward. Aiming really wants to make it only 5 kills away from 2.5k. But he's not going to quite get it there. And I don't know whether he was ever all this synergy that they have in the mid lane and the jungle. Vitalia is such a devastating combo, especially when it gets off to a good start. And that's exactly what has happened. 1-0-1 here for the Talia. As Berserker making his way in. Of course, Xiu knows. Over again.
Yeah.
Beryl?
Not really any recourse at the moment.
Beryl is holding the minions so that Dudu not going to be able to deal with this. Chains of Corruption comes in. It's oh no, they just take a pot shot and there it is. The duo kill has never looked so easy underneath this turret. Life and Berserker trying to return the...
Because also very early second dragon going to be picked up here.
Yeah, so they're going to grab second dragon, and the thing that I was quizzical about, right, was the fact that I think that turret was definitely going to go down anyway. Bulldog, the mid lane gold matchup.
My only concern is that DNF haven't typically been a turnaroundy team. They've been a win early on and then...
All right. Oh, man, that was so sick. But still, it is aiming falling down. And a stolen kill there by Beryl at the same time. By stolen, I mean, maybe he deserved.
They just hate this Cho'Gath.
Yeah. Just making sure they keep him supervisated, as you would say. Here on this top side, as the Bolt Breaker comes on in, and it's a little bit of a Cho'Gath breaker, as Seismic Shove goes a little bit wide. It is Bully the top lane a day, as the Zombie Scion should be able to at least deal with these minions, but the turret is likely to still go down.
Will take a little bit longer, but yeah, it should go down. Especially the 3 grubs in pocket for DNF just make it pretty easy. And we are seeing the teams be proactive, make things happen. A lot of trading back and forth, but still it's D+ with a bit of an edge, and those 2 dragons in pocket.
Yep. This Drake is going to go down, though. That's going to give DNF a bit more money into those coffers, and we'll be able to help even out things when it comes to going over to DNF to the tune of about 250, so not too bad. Pulling some money out of the structures. Still, DK going to be able to
kill so far.
Yep. Beryl as well has a lot of ability to go fast. Shirelius is done. He's also got the Mantra to Inspire as well. Chains of Corruption is going to fly on forward. Does get a snare. Seismic Shove comes down as well. And there goes the Cho'Gath. He's supposed to be tanky, but it doesn't quite work out that way as Life is going to get taken out. And Pyoshik says, that's enough! And DK say, all right. You can use them instead of having to walk up and finding someone to ignite or exhaust or something like that you have to do sometimes. Zerka just able to press these buttons, get a little bit of value as Bulldog going forward. Chains of Corruption comes down yet again as aiming avoids the Magnet Storm gorgeously here. Beryl is going to stun up Dudu there on the side as well, or at least snare him. As Xiu just holding on to that front line. Roar of the Slayer comes in. Lucid gets the knockback on the Vault Breaker. And down goes Bulldog. Couldn't even use his ult. Didn't find the time. There's a knock up on Dudu as well. But DK looks like they can kind of do no wrong here in this game.
And DNF just not able to connect onto the right target. You saw that attempt to come in.
All right, unstoppable onslaught. Flash out there from Pyoshik. Not able to play the baseball as, oh no. Seismic Shove collects Dudu and he's dead once again. The Keeper's verdict is in and no one cared. They didn't even check their letterbox. The verdict just goes on. Enjoying the karma. He has been gravitating to this pick quite a lot. here in the LCK is there's another Vault Breaker onto Pyosik, not able to actually press W, and I don't know whether he'll really have too much of an opportunity as the Blight not actually going to get popped there, and Lucid is in a bit of trouble. Blastcone gets Pyosik out of there, and the Vault Breaker is going to pull Lucid away, and I guess he just walks out? I don't know.
It's insane that he managed to get out of that.
That is so silly.
Atakan, because you know what? Just send it.
Sometimes that is the way. Oh, R is available here from Shiu. Can just drive his way into this fight, but instead he's going to teleport.
I've seen Lucid steal these.
Yeah, Showmaker comes over. Is it even really a steal? As both junglers are just standing in front of this Atakan. The wall is going to get put up, and Pyosik is potentially on the wrong side of it. The Keeper's Verdict comes down. He needs to knock away the jungler, but the Unstoppable Onslaught comes in. They do manage to take the Atakan, but at what cost, ladies and gentlemen? And maybe it's just the lives of all of them. Dudu gonna go down. Bulldog finds the shuffle, but the Sun Disc just gets torn up, and there is the ace, and it's clean from DK.
Atakan picked up, but and then when D+ try and siege push in, you kind of try and fight them there. But the problem is Dragon Soul is up in 15, and they're trying to. They're in a rough spot.
They are a little bit split.
Yeah.
Life has taken 50% of his health bar just from a Q out of aiming. Dudu does find his way in, and this is Infernal Soul point. And so we were talking about, you know, the Varus 5-1-5, looking for his 6th kill to hit 2.5k. If he gets this Infernal Soul, that's going to feel even more dangerous.
You have to send a Flash Gobble. It's the only way.
Yep, that's what it has to be. Look at Shiu's health bar. It is really too much. It's a bit ostentatious, to be honest. It's just really large. They do manage to shove him against the wall. Life is, I don't know where he's going.
Maybe they can get it.
Defecting. And that is going to be the Dragon stolen away. But the Rel is also dead. They do manage to get the wall slam there as Pyosik taking so much damage, but so is Shiu, just flashes away. In the end, the cease and desist comes through as the shuffle is going to be used to get rid of Lucid. Berserker though, and that's aiming. 2.5k kills, and he's going to look to augment that with perhaps even more as Lucid dives forward towards Pyosik. There's a piercing arrow. 2.5k and 1. As Dudu's teleporting out, he wants nothing more of this game. There's the shove to get him out of the teleport. You ain't going anywhere, buddy, and we're going to get the zoom. As we do congratulate aiming.
Lost all of them. Okay, but, you know, it happened. It happens. Now, we're in base defense mode. In fairness, DNF have a lot of wave clear, and the problem is the Baron is up. I just don't think you can contest the Baron.
Well, Dudu is also a Void Monster, so they're going to look to take him down first. That is the first option. That's one of the smites down. Yeah. They technically can have 4 if Dudu was alive. Which he isn't. He's not. He's also 0-6, so it's not exactly all that dangerous. And yeah, they've already invested. There's one control ward. Actually, there's another one. Dudu does have one that he's bringing from base, but the Unstoppable Onslaught. Bulldog, that's some quick little footsteps there, but not able to get out of the way of everything, and the Seismic Shove hits on both solo lanes. Down goes the Azir, down goes the Cho'Gath, and that's a free Baron going over to DK. This is a slaughter.
Not even close. Honestly, at this point, so much damage coming out from the carries from D+, just shredding. 0-7-0 right now on this Cho'Gath. He is not a tank, not in any way, shape, or form.
That's face check. There we go. Well, Shattering Strike is going to come on through there. Showmaker doing a lot of damage. He's got a death cap. Okay, that's probably why. As we don't get another Decimating Smash, Baron is going to go down. And DK can do basically anything and accidentally win.
Aiming even went Umbral Glaive to clear out the vision.
Out of there. I don't know why.
They're behind you now. That's not... Oh, what are you...
Yes.
This don't feel so good.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there is 40 seconds on the Soul, but DK are like, well, we could do that, or we could do the Nexus killing thing.
You know what? Your base will respawn in the next game, so I guess they're just not that
is true. Because, yeah, not only do base, like, Nexus turrets respawn, but Nexuses do respawn in the next game.
Yeah. This isn't the best of one, so maybe they just... this is called the Nexus sack.
Yeah. Yeah. Sack Nexus, but maybe keep Nexus next game. As Showmaker able to avoid the Keeper's Verdict. And Pyosik can at least recharge that health bar momentarily. Beryl just having fun in the bouncy castle. As DNF underneath these next turrets. In goes Lucid, the Seismic Shove onto the entire team! And you blink and 3 of them are dead. Bulldog gonna go down immediately afterwards as aiming all of the kills in the universe. He might hit 3K today as he picks up a triple here. Nexus turrets go down as well, and DK, yeah, they obliterate DNF here in game number 1.
Not even close. No other way to... Probably just to support Galio is the most logical thing.
Wait, what are you talking about? Support Rise.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they're gonna flex it into, oh, so they changed their Showmaker forces Bulldog to play defensively. As in he comes once again, the flash for what? Huh?
It's that easy.
That's taken 50% of his health bar from this Dragon. Lucid looking to come on in here. Might just be able to steal this one away, and he doesn't. It's actually just locked down there by Pioshik. 17 health. And so it's a difficult dive if they had have tried to go for it.
Double flash is being the...
Yeah, here's another flash forward as Bulldog going down solo. Deathmark is on, and he is dead.
This time...
There's another one for Lucid.
Did get the flash off. Wasn't enough to save him. The ult from Zed comes in. Second death for Bulldog here.
Yeah, and you saw the smile on Bulldog's face. He's like, well, what? And Aiming and Beryl are forced to leave. It's 2 plates that have been secured there on that top side of the map, and they might be looking to make it more as Lucid is going to come on over. Is ultless. As we know, as Realm Warp is going to come in as well, and Life doesn't really know where to put the door, and he puts it the wrong direction. The heroic entrance to block the escape, and Pioshik absolutely nowhere to run. Does get a great pillar down to buy him some space, but it's only going to be a little bit of that as Lucid looking to follow through. And Pioshik might be able to go for some sort of execute play here, as Dawning Shadow is going to come down and he's dead. And so the kill just goes to Aiming.
And I feel like this was just such an unforced error.
Well, Pioshik tries to avoid the ulti and takes a turret shot as we've got Shiu having a pretty good time here towards this top side. What the heck? How did this start? As Life is also going to be dead. Is that just a double kill? It is likely to be. Is that some fancy footwork? As Lucid says, no, I'll take one.
All right, I'm laying down some new rules.
What's that?
DNF,
there's nothing here on the ground. Like, are you guys sure this is where you left it? And I think maybe it was just in the car the whole time.
No, I think it must be, because watches are pretty obvious, right?
Yeah,
you drop a watch, you're going to notice it.
Or it's been stolen already.
Contact lens. That's why they're spending so... You drop a contact lens, it's hard to see. That's why they're spending so much time looking for it.
Definitely just get a new contact lens. It's going to be so dirty. These resets. Might be the angle. As DNF looking for the Rift Herald. So far, they have pretty good control of this area, as Harpoon will connect onto Aiming. He's looking for a snare, does get it onto Life. As they might need to look for a fight. Decent Glacial Fissure onto only Beryl, though. So that's a little unfortunate, as Lucid's going to turn up. Great equalizer placement. There's the exhaust onto Lucid as the heroic entrance going to be there for Beryl. Double knockup does occur, but Lucid is out of the fight now. They take the Rift Herald. There goes the Zed and the Galio. Shiu is going to turn up. He's looking for the cleanup here, but all of DNF are still alive. Pioshik is flashing away now as the Realm Warp to try and get Showmaker in there. Doesn't quite find a Rune Prison, though, as he finally flashes for it, and they get the kill onto Life. Berserker likely to go down as well, as Shiu will be able to find that one. And the follow-up kills are at least going to be there, and it's a double, in fact, for this Senna. I didn't see it, but apparently the Essence Reaver did some work.
For a moment there, it looked like DNF had hope. It looked like they'd found favor, but they were just too low. Couldn't escape from the fight. The chase potential, too much.
Got the Rift Herald, though.
Well, that's a consolation prize, but I'm not sure they're going to really feel good about that overall. Fan club, I'll say.
Yeah. Wasn't your greatest moment.
No.
But when Shiu
probably
turned up,
ugly watching that.
It was like the Shiu fan club looking real good.
Oh yeah.
At this point in time. As the Rift Herald going to help knock down this mid lane out of turret. Certainly good news here, as they're not going to be able to get into that one, as Life could be in a little bit of trouble at this point. DK, I think, looking for a bit of a scuffle, as you've got Shiu rotating up. He can go between worlds, and this is a dangerous position for DNF to be rotating to, as the Raptors are what they are looking for right now. Shiu will be able to come on over. Let's see whether DK can lock down this turret as Rune Prison comes in once again. There's the double taunt from Beryl. Justice Punch to knock up the Victor. And Life is at least able to stand beside Berserker, but he's unable to save his Victor. And now Lucid setting up a shadow here, but doesn't really find too much. He's just zoning due to his best he can, as down goes Pioshik. Showmaker is just finding target and killing target. And I remember a guy that did this on Rise back in the day. Rise was a different champion when Alex Ish did it, but it's looking about the same as far as the results are concerned. As Beryl, that was a thing.
He's just vibing. He's having a good time. He's finding the angles. Showmaker already very strong, but about to get a fair amount stronger when the Rod of Ages comes in. I'm going to see it, but I think it's too late.
It is. So they should be able to take this outer turret, but there is still a Rumble that's able to throw down an ulti if he would like to. So this Otacon is definitely going over to DNF. As soon as we get another tick out of this Rod of Ages.
Yeah, he is so strong.
Yeah, Showmaker is going to be an absolute menace. Already has another needlessly large rod as Lucid starting off a fight 1v3. This could be dangerous here. How much can he mitigate with that death mark? Does manage to flash his way out. The equalizer's down, but it's mainly on his teammates as aiming is going to get turned on here. Dudu finding an angle, and down goes Beryl as well. DNF, they're incredibly low, but they're keeping themselves alive as Shu. Not sure about that one. The Arcane Storm goes down as Dudu just walks it off. No worries.
I knew that super strong Rise we were just talking about wasn't there. Wasn't present in the fight at all.
This Dragon, Lucid, being frustrating as DK wanting to make their way in. Heroic Entrance going to be available there for Beryl, so he can be there in a moment's notice. And now the ulti comes through. Dudu gets in there. Showmaker with the Rabadons as he's now teleporting into the fight. Goshek down very, very low as Lucid is going to be able to secure that soul point, and the Aurora takes down the Rumble after the death mark works out beautifully. Arcane Storm not really doing enough here as Lucid still slinking around the back line. But DNF, they do repair the Phalanx, and it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end, but unfortunately, that soul point's still going to be available here for DK.
Oh, Bulldog?
Yep, trying to make his way out of Shu. Looking low himself, but aiming, walking up with full health because he can press Q so many times in these team fights.
I feel like when a member...
And you've just got to stick with it. As aiming going to be camouflaging some people here as he wants to get in range to optimize his build, and that's why he's dead. Beryl going to look to make his way out. He will be able to do so as now Shu's going to get exhausted as he enters the battle. Can they still find an angle here as these shurikens are really hurting from Lucid? Life almost dead here as Lucid dashing in once again. And even though the Senna's dead,
he just kept coming back.
Yeah, he was like, I'm playing Reinhardt. That's perfect. As Beryl, he's going to do the same thing here. Does find a nice double taunt though, as now Showmaker on a flank angle. Might be able to spread this damage, but it is just a dead gargoyle. Now that he's dead though, they're still looking to engage. Equalizer goes down onto aiming, but look at this Showmaker. He's getting closed in on, but Lucid is there to try and protect. Showmaker finally taken down. And the kill goes over to Pyoshik as well. Lucid, not a whole lot he can do about this. Doesn't have W up, and that is going to be him taken down. And aiming, this time, the only one alive.
Only one left standing, but the rest... They do take down the Lucian, but the Braum value in these fights super high, supplying that passive to member after member.
As well as clear out some vision. Beryl is right over here.
I do want to
not going to be a commitment
by saying,
yes,
Lucid has consistently won smite fights against Pyoshik games.
That has been happening. And now once again, we have a situation where the Baron has been started. There is a Rise that is saying, I'm going to go to
Life of Smite.
Nexus turret.
Life of Smite. If they lose a smite fight, the game is probably over. I'm just going to say it.
Well, Shu is going to look for Bulldog, and that's the steal! He just goes in and he can go out if he wants to, but he decides he just wants to fight. As there's a death mark, that's going to secure the kill onto the Lucian at the same time. And Showmaker is winning the game, and now he's got Baron-empowered minions. The all stop the backs. The Dawning Shadow is going to stop all of them, and Showmaker here with his Rabadons is tearing apart these turrets. That's Nexus turret number 1, and at least here this year, the Nexus turrets respawn, but Showmaker has just decimated the base.
And the Lucid fan club doing so good.
The casters get to manipulate it, you know? Like, we've actually just got a bar here.
Yes.
And so we can sort of like, you know, try to work out what the vibes are throughout the game. Man, that would make things so fun. I think it's such a really good idea. A less good idea is here, what Life is doing, which was dying.
Yep.
It is going to be aiming, picking up the kill there, Redemption, to fill up these health bars once again. And yeah, unfortunately, you do need to get vision down.
Oh, the Realm Warp, the redirect towards mid to catch the wolves, obviously.
To catch the wolves?
Yeah, I guess there's a tower there too, which maybe they want to kill, but...
Showmaker was like, they've got 2 heads, man. You can't trust them. It's all right, aiming. I'll try and look for Bulldog here, as doesn't really. He's just going to look for the turret instead. Going to be able to take that one down. Infinity Edge is completed here for the Senna. We've got 30 seconds until Infernal Soul opportunity number 2 for DK comes in. It's going to be a pretty tough time. Level 16 for aiming on top of everything else as well. going to be a scary center. But there's 4 items on Berserker as well.
There's a lot of items and a lot of people. Like this game definitely swung in favor of D+. A lot of damage just under the base. Showmaker is killing Bulldog.
Bulldog is very, very dead. Big time dead. Flashes away from his team and everything. Meanwhile, there's another fight happening here in this mid lane as Lucid on a flank angle. Dudu comes in, Dawning Shadow to keep the entire team alive. Deathmark is going to come through as now Lucid is in amongst all of it. And the snare from the center hits 4! And that is just going to be the ace. That just kind of looked like DNF just wanted to get out of here.
The cleanup comes in and it's absolute decimation from D+. Gonna be a clean 2-0. There were some moments for DNF, but the clutch steal from Lucid and Showmaker just kind of stomping on this game.
Yeah, 6-1 and 6 on this rise. As DK, they clear out these Nexus turrets and it's a comfortable 2-0. DNF not breaking the